Hi, this is Mwadi Dibinga with another edition of Mwadi's Musings. This is my video blog, a space where I share different thoughts, different ideas, different perspectives and insights. And I want to thank you for taking the time out of what I know is a busy day to sort of stop by and check in. Today, I want to talk about the importance of living your truth, being truthful, being authentic. This is a topic that I've discussed previously. For those of you who have visited this site before, you know that I often talk about my family and what a blessing it is to come from a big family that sticks together and takes care of one another. But I've also shared with you the challenge that I had growing up in this family, in my family, because I had this self-imposed expectation, this self-imposed image of being a caretaker and of being someone who would sacrifice my own time, my own comfort, my own convenience to make sure that the needs of other people in my family were taken care of. And this was not something that was demanded of me. This was something that I projected onto them. It was never said to me, you know, Mwadi, you're supposed to be doing A, B, C, and why can't you do X, Y, Z? Not in the 44 years that I've been alive, not the 44 years I've been on this earth, has one of my family members ever accused me of not being supportive when I've had to say no to something. It's something that I put upon myself. And for a long time, I lived with this fear that I didn't even realize that I had, that if I stopped being that person who took care of everybody else's needs, that my family would somehow abandon me. And so there were times when I would put myself in situations where, in order to make sure that the family had, that I went without. And, you know, there's something to be said for being there and being supportive of the people that you love. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't do that. You know, my motto within my family is that if I have a dollar, you have a dollar. So we are people that care and share with each other. What I'm talking about is that extra mile that we go, those times when we agree to do things, whether it's a favor, driving somebody around, or babysitting a child, or whatever, when we really want to say no. When we really would rather be doing something else, or we really just don't have the mental space to do it, we say yes because we're concerned about what the expectation is. We're concerned about what their reaction is going to be. And I'm not talking about emergency situations, right? Sometimes there are times where people ask us to do things that might inconvenience us, but it is emergency, or there's a real need there. And that happens every once in a while, and we should be there for the people that we love. At least that's my opinion. But I'm talking about this sort of chronic, consistent feeling of I gotta do, almost to the extent where I felt like I was trying to prove that I was worthy of the love that I was getting with my family. Come to find out, of course, it was not necessary, because as I began to journal and meditate and do some of the things that have been responsible for my spiritual awakening, right, and the raising of my consciousness, I discovered that they're not going anywhere. I can say, no, I don't feel like babysitting tonight. I still get to see the kids. I can say, no, I can't give you a ride right now. Oh, okay, I'll find another ride. Nobody has abandoned me when I started to really speak from my heart with dignity and with grace about what I wanted to do and what I did not want to do. That's my hope for all of you. You know, when we say yes, when we really in our deepest self want to say no, that's one of the biggest ways that we dishonor ourselves. We go around trying to pretend that we like certain things, or pretend that we'll do certain things, or we'll say yes to people with the expectation that this will make them love me, or this will make them appreciate me, or somehow we'll get something in return, or we're afraid to say no because we don't want them to abandon us. But when we say yes, when we really want to say no, we are not showing people the truth of who we are. And being honest with yourself and being honest with others does two things. One, it frees you up to be really present. You know, you don't have to hide from a family member or your friend because you don't want to do that favor, but you're afraid to say no. You don't have to, you know, engage with them with a whole bunch of stress because you know there's a request coming and you really just don't want to do it. When we're truthful about what we want, what we don't want, what we can do, what we cannot do, it relieves the stress. And when we can say yes, we say yes with power. And when we say no Eckhart Tolle, a spiritual teacher who I admire a great deal. I really love his writings. You know, he talks about a quality no, where we just say, no, that doesn't work for me. Or no, I can't do that right now. You know, I heard recently on Oprah, as a matter of fact, she said that no is a complete sentence. And she encouraged people not to put punctuation, commas, and semicolons behind that no. No, well, maybe I can. No, no. A no is a no. So when we are truthful about what we want to do or don't want to do, it relieves our stress. That's the first benefit that we get. But the second benefit that we get is it gives the people around us the choice to love us or leave us based on who we really are and not who we are pretending to be. Right? Because 9 times out of 10, we say yes to people because we're afraid they're going to leave us. That's fear. There's a fear that love is going to be withdrawn from us or something is going to be withdrawn from us. So we say things that we really don't mean to get things that we think that we need. When we're truthful about who we are, then the jig is up. Folks know who you are. They know what you're about. They know what you're willing to do. They know what you're not willing to do. They know how far you're willing to go. They know what your boundaries are. And then they have the choice to either hang around or bounce. That's their choice. But at least if they stay, if the people that you're afraid are going to leave you, when you start to really speak and stand in your truth, if they stay, you know that they're down. You know that they're for you. And if they bounce, you know you didn't lose anything anyway because they were never really for you. And be clear, when I say stand in your truth, I'm not talking about getting all indignant. I'm talking about being truthful, speaking with the grace and the dignity that's already within you, but being clear about what your wants are, being clear about those things that you dislike, being clear about those times that you're willing to compromise, because relationships, they need to be about compromise from time to time, but also being clear about when it's time for you to stand in your truth and be very clear about what you don't want. And you can say it with confidence. You can say it with a lack of stress, a lack of drama. And the people who are for you will be there for you. And the people who were only hanging out with you because they needed to get something from you, or because of the things that you did for them, let them go. Let them walk. Create space in your life for people who are going to come into your life and love the real you, not that fake person that you're pretending to be. So as the holiday season approaches, and this is a good time to challenge yourself, and you're spending time with family and friends and going to the holiday parties, and all of these requests are being made towards you and demands on your time, practice saying no when you really feel like saying no. If you don't want to go out, I'm not really feeling like going out right now, thank you. You don't want to go to the party, I'm going to stay in. You don't want to babysit because you're looking for some time to meditate, or your favorite show has a marathon going on that night and you'd rather be in your own company or doing something else. Say no. A quality no from peace. A quality no with dignity. A quality no with grace. Be truthful about who you are so other folks can see what they're dealing with. And the more you emerge, the more the real you, that authentic you comes to the forefront. Those people who are around you, who don't want to be with you for who you are, but rather for what you can do for them, they're going to make their way out the exit door. They will find their way out, and it'll create space for more authentic love to come your way. So that's my challenge. That's my prayer for you. Stand in the truth of who you are. Be your authentic self. Allow that dignity, allow that grace to emerge from within you, and be compassionate, but be truthful. Stop lying. Stop fronting. You're not serving anybody. It's not going to get you anywhere. People are either going to love you or they're not going to love you. They're going to want to be with you or they're not going to want to be with you. We can't make people love us. We can try to manipulate. We can try to cajole. We can try to trick. But at the end of the day, the truth will out. So why not start from truth and see what you get? Okay? Have a great week. I'm really looking forward to this week. I'm going to New York. I'm going to Boston. And it's going to be a blast. I'm hoping that you are going to have some excitement and that you are going to find new and better ways to bring out the truth of who you are. I look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, have a great, great time. Let your light shine and be safe this holiday season. Take care.